And then we switch to the main topic for today. Go to the LAN gateway. Or any further question on that? Good. Then going to the LAN gateway. On the LAN gateway, we have in principle, two different ways to connect the LAN gateway with our timer, with our LAN gateway with the router or with the application. And this is the first one, which is very easy. This is a local network. That means I will just show it to you how that will work and how you can handle that. Or we have the possibility to go over the cloud. In the cloud, there is an additional advantage because it is quite easy. You just have to go out of your position of your installation to the internet. And if this is possible, then all the settings are done. I will go more in detail how you have to do that with the cloud. But first of all, I would like to start with the local network. One special thing in the cloud is that we have in the cloud stored some data as a shadow. That means if there is the LAN gateway is not reached by any distortion, power blackout or something like that, you can send the data into the cloud, it's stored, and if the LAN gateway is coming back and say, hey, here I'm again, then the cloud will send this data to the LAN gateway. That's a difference to the normal installation, because if the LAN gateway is here in a local network not powered, you cannot reach him and cannot give any information to that. That's principle a difference in these two installation. I would say if you have an in-house installation, this is quite the easiest to do. But if you are outside from your installation, then the cloud is easier. I mean, today we have talked about H&M, this clothing store, clothes store, and they have many installations all over Germany, Austria and Switzerland, and they all go over cloud. They have in the Talento Smart, I would say, meanwhile 250 to 300 different LAN gateways, always with one S25 and with one channel extension. And they have 4 channels, and they are controlling the light in the windows. They are controlling the main entrance. They are controlling the entrance for the workers. And they have a logo on top of the building, which is controlled by LAN. And what they are doing is, if there is a special Sunday, for example, a long selling day on Sunday or a special selling day, then they just send from the central station, from the central office, a new program to the LAN gateway, and then they have extended, for example, the light. The light is on, or extended the opening of the doors. In the former times, H&M, they have to send an instruction to an electrician, but the electrician, they have a company, they have a sub company who is doing the maintenance work on site. That means they have to give many instructions to somebody, and this worker, they change many times. Sometimes they work together with this company and sometimes with this company, and then somebody is going to the LAN gateway, don't know exactly what to do, pushing some buttons, changing something, and afterwards it's nothing working. It's not working anymore as it was. And that was the reason that H&M decided we do it from the main office. Always the same person is doing that. He knows what to do, send the program, and if this day is gone, he just exchange the program and send the old program again. And then
can he choose which one does he want? Because on holidays, Austria and Switzerland don't have the same holidays as Germany.
Yeah.
So can he choose which one he wants?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is something which I show later on. There is a possibility of grouping, for example. They are grouping in the different cities the LAN gate or the S25 together. For example, if they have in Munich a long day, a long selling day, then they group all the S25 together in one group, make one template and send that template to that group. And then all the openings, all the doors, all the light is changed at once. You have not to send the program to each LAN gateway.
You can select which one you want in that grouping.
And you can have a lot of different timers S25 in one group, and you can have many different groups in your system. That's something which is coming at the end of the LAN gateway. But first of all, I would like to show how easy it is to have a local network. And the problem what we have had this morning, that's not normal. I have made this presentation many times, but I've never had such problems like this morning. And it was related to the router what we have had. Hopefully this will not go again now. Yeah. We have in general two different things if you go into a local network. We have the network that we are in the network inside, or we have the situation that we are outside of the network. If we are in another building and we have to control the network in another building, that makes it a bit complicated. But if you in that situation make a VPN connection, VPN tunnel between the two routers, this is not related to the Talento smart LAN gateway. This is just between the two routers. And if you have such a VPN tunnel between the router, then it's similar as you are here. It looks like you are in the same network. And if you are in the same network, and this is what I would like to show you, how easy it is. I have here I just make a drawing that it is easy to understand how it looks like. We are in a local network. And we have a router. This is the Fritz box which we have over there. And this Fritz box is connected per Wi-Fi to the internet. On this router, and this is the important thing, we have here below that router we have our own network. I've connected my PC and I've connected the LAN gateway. And it's really like a plug and play. You just have to put it together, and then this is the DHCP. DHCP means the IP address which is needed in the LAN gateway. This is exchanged automatically. We have an auto discovery included in the LAN gateway. That means if you make these connections, the LAN gateway says, "Hi, here I am. I'm a new member in your network. Please give me an IP address." The DHCP in the Fritz box in the router, they have a DHCP and they will give you an IP address, and then they are able to communicate to each other, and that's it.
But do you correctly understand that in the router settings you also have to do this port forwarding for this IP address?
Yeah, that's sometimes needed, but in our case we are communicating with port 80. And port 80 is normal free on each routers. That's the standard port which you can communicate. We have later on, if we have the SMTP server, where we get the internet time to synchronize the time on the LAN gateway. This is something which is collected out of the internet. Then you have another port, but this is the standard port for SMTP as well. And if we go to the cloud later on in another application, we have the MQTT protocol, which is another port as well for communicating the IoT communication. But these ports are standard ports and normally open for the communication. That means it's really like I explained. Make the connection here. You get the IP address, and I will show it you in real time right now, because there is a short delay that you see how that it is working. And then you can just scan. If you are in the same network, you just can scan and see the new LAN gateway. I will show it you.
What do you have to do if it's not open for communication? Then you need.
You mean if there are some ports are hidden?
Yeah.
Normally, I've not seen that the port 80 is somewhere closed. I've never seen that. Antonio, you are more the network specialist.
It doesn't matter if you are in the same local network. The port forwarding.
Yeah, right. This is just here.
Is only needed if
Yeah.
you are outside.
If you go outside, yeah,
to
yeah, that's the right answer. Yeah, because ports are only for the router to go into communication in these directions. But if we are here in that range, there is no port needed.
And usually no ports are blocked or something like that.
Yeah.
Inside
Yeah.
the local network.
In the local network, yeah. That means I will show you how it is working and how you can see that it is working. We go to here to the LAN gateway.
You need a camera on it.
Yep, and I put the camera that you can see. Yep. Just a moment. It's the wrong one here. Okay. If you start the LAN gateway, if you power the LAN gateway, you will see this picture. We have the LAN with dashes. That means no IP address. As fast as you have a working IP address, you get a LAN OK. And IoT, this is the communication to the cloud. Right now, normally per default it's switched off, then you see off. It is here in this LAN gateway is switched on. That means if you have a connection to the internet, then you will get here a communication IoT OK. That means the LAN gateway is communicating to the cloud and get an answer, and then it says OK. If you now start to make the installation, I have here the router. This is the router with the connection to the internet. And that was the problem this morning because it's not working, the internet connection. But now we have the internet connection. I have connected my laptop already to the Fritzbox. And now I make just a connection. And that means normally you screw your wires with the power. And then you connect the LAN, the RJ45 wire, into the LAN gateway and connect it to the Fritzbox. And then it takes a while. Normally I've checked it's about 30 seconds, 35 seconds. When the LAN gateway starts the recovery, says to the Fritzbox, here I am, I'm a new member, please give me your IP address. And then the Fritzbox sends the IP address to the LAN gateway, and then you see, okay. In this case, we have switched on the IoT as well. Oh, it's off, going again. We have the IoT on because we have a connection through the internet to our cloud, and therefore it says okay. That means you can theoretically go with this LAN gateway now on both ways to communicate, over the local network or over the cloud. That's possible. It's prepared for that. And if you would like to see the IP address, but it's not needed, you can see that if you would like, just push this button, the most left button, which is written with LAN, and then you can see the IP address. This is something which you normally don't care about that, because it's given over DHCP to the LAN gateway. You can work with fixed IP addresses as well. If you have the switched off the functionality DHCP, this is normally what IT departments do in companies. They switch off the IP, the DHCP, and give to the devices a fixed IP address. And this possibility is as well available. I will show you how to do that. Going to the PC software and see how you can connect to the LAN gateway. You go to the rider LAN gateways, and yeah, I just had expected to have here a green light for that, but it doesn't matter. We have connected this one, and just go to the plus button, and then you get the question, get connection to cloud or get connection to network, and we select here the network, and then you can scan the network or you can enter a fixed IP address. I can enter this IP address which we have seen on the display, and then he can connect to the LAN gateway. But the easiest thing is scan the network, and then he's trying. You can see that here on top, and here is one new timer, one new LAN gateway here, and you can see that with this sign that you have a connection to that LAN gateway. LAN gateway, some settings, network configuration, There are some information, but it's not necessary to change something. You have asked just before about the gateway and about the subnet addresses and stuff like that. You don't, if you go this way, you don't have to take care about that. You just have to connect. It's quasi plug and play. Get the IP address, scan in the software, scan in your app, and you will find the LAN gateway. And that's it for the normal local network. It's really simple. But sometimes, even if it sounds so simple, it gives problems. And like we have had in the morning, we have had not the problem with the communication over the local LAN network, we have had the problem over the IoT to the internet. That means in every installation you will get a new challenge. But from principle, it is as easy as you have seen here. Just plug in, scan, and you will see the LAN gateway, and then you can control it. That's it. But there is another possibility. If you just would like to have Wi-Fi, you can just use a standard Wi-Fi adapter from the normal RJ45 connector to a Wi-Fi. Just a small box which is easily available on the market. Put in the cable and then you can connect to Wi-Fi. That's possible. It's an additional product which you need, but it's not expensive. You can do that very with a low price, that solution. A similar thing is what I have here. This is something where we go on later. I have here a small LTE router. That means I have here a wall with a lot of LAN gateways. This is our test wall from the hotline. We have 10 different LAN gateways, therefore the lot of wire connections here. But at the end, we go over the switch just to one LTE router. And this could be staying anywhere in the world. You don't have to take care. You just use the LTE router and connect it from here somewhere else. It's just a few meters away from here, but I will show you later on the connection what we are doing with that LAN gateways, and they could stay in Australia as well. There is no difference because LTE, the network, is available all over. And if you have an application where you don't have internet, and we have an application, we are talking about the application in churches, for example, to ring the bell. And if there is somebody died and they have a special requirement to start the bells ringing, somebody has to go to the church and start ringing. And with the LAN gateway, you just can give the command from outside. But the problem is in churches, normally you don't have internet. Nobody will pay for internet in the church. And therefore, you just buy a standard LTE router and you can control it from the distance, wherever you would like to do that. That's another thing, because we are using standard interfaces with the LAN connection what we have, and therefore products on the market with standard interfaces as well. And that means you can use that, can buy it. I think this LTE router costs 20–25 euros in Amazon, and just plug in and it's working. That's another solution for your question, but it's a good point. Good. Going to the next step. Here you can see again what we have done. Just connecting router to the LAN gateway, connecting to the PC. You see in the display the changes, what will happen. This is something which I explain later on, the BLE OK. Then go to the software, scan the network, and then you will have the control of the LAN gateway. That's it. That means I understand that network connected products sometimes really critical, because there could happen so many things, and if you're on site on the customer and he gives you a question and you're not a network expert, then maybe this gives you trouble and you have the feeling I cannot answer the question of the customer. But normally in this LAN gateway application, if you are in the network inside, it is really easy. You don't have to be an expert in networks. It should work. Okay? Any further question to the local network connection? Then we're going to the cloud connection. And here I think I will explain a bit more how does that work, the cloud connection, because you have to do 3 steps to get that connection. 2 steps, because one step, every every LAN gateway which is produced here at Grässlin will create an account in our cloud. That means every LAN gateway will have an account, and the information which is necessary are stored in that account. Even if it is used or not, we will create it and it's available. That's what the customer has to do. If he would like to have a connection to a LAN gateway, he has to create his account, his user account in our network. That's a pretty simple thing to do. I can show how to do that in the PC software. This is done in the settings, and here is the cloud settings. You just have to log on or to log in, and the only thing what you need is a valid email address. And you get in the email address, get in a password, and then we have a two-factor authentication. That means our cloud will send you an email, and you have to click on that email, and with the answer, your account is created. That's all. And then what we have then is two things available. We have the user account, and we have all the LAN gateways in the cloud. And that what we have to do is to make a connection between the user account and the LAN gateway. And this is done by a special key. And this key is stored in the LAN gateway itself. We thought at the beginning if we should write it on the package or in the instruction manual or something like that, but that's a bit critical because this is a key like the key from your home. If somebody has this key, he can enter your home. The same as it is here. If there is a user who knows the key of your LAN gateway, he can connect with your LAN gateway. That's critical, and therefore we decided we will only present that key in the LAN gateway itself. And this is a key which is really long. I can show it where you can find it. We go into the LAN gateways, and here we have the LAN gateway which we have connected right now with our Fritzbox, with our router. And you can go to connection, and you see that number. You can copy that number, can send it per email to somebody else. If you would like to invite somebody, that he can control your LAN gateway as well, your application as well. What we are doing with H&M, they gave us many of their UUIDs, of their keys. And if they have any question, because there is something strange or something wrong, then we can go with that key to their LAN gateway and can see what is going on. But nobody else will get these keys. This is stored at H&M or with the other customers as well.
Is there a limit?
With
How many people can enter
no,
in LAN?
no, there is no limit. Okay, before I explain that, I just explain what you see here on the left-hand side. These are LAN gateways which are connected over the cloud. You can see that on the green cloud here, that means it's connected over cloud. And here on the green PC screen, it's connected over local network. Therefore, these are all LAN gateways which are installed anywhere in the world. And we can control it. If you would like to do the same with our LAN gateway here, to control it over the cloud, we just have to add that number, and that number is just making the connection between the user account to the LAN account in the cloud. And it's quite easy. I just push the plus button, then the number is here inside, and I just say add. And then you can see here it's changed immediately. The cloud is on, and the local network is on. I have both connections. I can normally, if I go now with my laptop away from this location and I disconnect it from the LAN gateway is communicating over the router with the cloud. And if I go with my laptop somewhere else, get an internet connection, and then I will see these connections again. That's the way to put it into the cloud, and to remove it, it's the same way. You can just push the minus button, minus, and then you can see here it disappears. It's only local, the connection. You can switch on and off the cloud. If we go to that settings, and you can, for example, this is the the LAN gateway which we have here, and you can switch off the cloud if you would like. And if I now say off, where is it? Cloud off, and then push to the LAN gateway. I send that information to the LAN gateway. Data is successfully transmitted, and then make that big. It will take just a short while, and then it will switch off. And now the connection to the cloud is broken. You cannot connect it anymore. You have to switch it on the LAN gateway. I've stopped that communication here from the LAN gateway to the cloud. Even if you are logged in here, you will not see that LAN gateway anymore because the communication is gone. We have a shadow here in the cloud, and some information are stored here. If you send an information here to the LAN gateway, this connection is destroyed, then it's stored here inside, and if you switch on the LAN communication again, then this information is transferred to the LAN gateway. That's a difference in a normal connection. This information is not lost. And then it's a question, how big can the system be on a LAN gateway? With one LAN gateway, you can connect up to 5 S25 timer, and on each S25 timer, you can connect 3 channel extensions. That means overall, you can connect, here we have 2 channels, 4, 6, 8 channels, 5 times 8 channels, which means you can control over one LAN gateway up to 40 different channels, which is really powerful. And if you switch on at the same time 40 channels, like we have not so much timer here on the board, but that is really impressive because it's synchronized with the time. The LAN gateway is the time master. Get the time out of the internet and share the time with all the timers. And if you have an instruction, for example, 12 o'clock, switch on the relays, all relays, it makes boom, and all the relays on at the same time. That's really impressive. That's the complete system which you can have on one LAN gateways. And if you imagine with your PC software or with your software, you can control more than 400 LAN gateways. You can imagine how powerful this system can be. Then I have one more step, because the communication between these different samples, between the channel extensions and the timer to LAN, this communication is done via Bluetooth as well. That means you have not to wire something and screw something, it's just Bluetooth. And I would like to show you how easy that is to do. I will do that in real time again on the board. Make the camera on that you can see that. And there are 2 ways. Just going back with the picture. There are 2 ways to do it, and there is a preferred way. If you see that, you can make the connection either from the LAN to the S25 and from the S25 to the channel extension this way, or you can do it in the opposite way. You can come from the channel extension to the S25 and do the connection to the LAN gateway. It's working in both directions, it doesn't matter, but there is one advantage. I normally do it always from here to the S25 and from the S25 to the LAN gateway. And the reason is, then the S25 have all the information, how many channel extensions are connected with the timer, and if I make the connection to the LAN gateway has immediately all the information, how many timer and how many channel extensions below are connected. If you go this way, you make the connection to this timer, the timer don't know the channel extension. Then you make the connection to the channel extension. That means the LAN gateway at that moment don't know anything about the LAN gateways. And then there is a synchronization in the system, and this is every few minutes. And then the channel extension gives the information to the S25, and S25 give it to the LAN. That means if you make the working in this direction, it took a while that all the information is available on your app, for example. Therefore, I recommend to do it always from this direction. Then if you're ready with the connection of the different timer, it's working immediately. And that's the difference. You can do it in another way around. It doesn't matter, but it takes a while that it is working. Okay, then I show how this can be done. This is an easy step as well. I go to the timer here and go first to the channel extension. And move a bit that we can see it. Channel extension, switch on the light, then it's easier to see. Okay, here on the channel extension you can see two things. First, you have seen no time sync. That means Tuesdays, this is a wrong time. This is not the time what we have right now. And you can see for channel A and B. A and B means it's not connected to S25, because if it is later on connected, it could be channel 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Therefore, not connected means it's channel A and B. What you now have to do is take care that the Bluetooth symbol is flashing, and you can see no flashing. That means you will not see that device if you try to make the connections. I keep that because I would show you what could be wrong. On the S25 you see the flashing. Then I start and go into the menu of the S25. Push that button on the right hand side. Go to the menu point configuration. Push as long as you see the config. Say OK. And then go to the point Bluetooth. Just going through what you can see. Mode, pin. This is all the configuration you can do. I go to the point Bluetooth here. And then Smart Link. These are the possibilities. And the BLE devices. And if I now say OK, you see all the available Bluetooth devices in that area, and now you can see nothing. And that's the reason why here on the BLE module the Bluetooth is switched off. I switch it on. You see the flashing of the symbol in the channel extension, and immediately you will see that device on the left hand side. If there are more devices which are possible to connect, you will get a list. You can see one of one, it's just one of one, and then you can go with the arrows up and down to select the right one.
And you want to, when you want to see the CE model,
yeah,
which one it is,
yeah.
When can you see the code on the left one? Like you see now the CE
yeah.
2 00A,
yeah.
But when you have the 3 model,
okay. You can,
where can you see it?
Yeah, you can go here, and I think that's the. I think if you push the Bluetooth button, no, it's yeah.
Oh, there. Okay.
And then it's, you can see it's the name and it's the address, and it should fit together. Yeah, and then you can decide if you have more in the range, then you can see which is the right one. What you now have to do is very simple. You go to the S25 and push the plus button. Can you see here? If I go to the plus button, and then yeah. And then it's displayed inverted, the name. And that means now it's connected. And you can see immediately, yeah, you can see immediately you have the channel 3 and 4. And if you would like to remove it from the system, it's the same way. Just push the minus, what you have here now, it's changed from plus to minus, and then you can deselect, you can get it out of the system. But now we have the connection between the channel extension and the S25 timer. That's it. If I go out here with escape, Bluetooth config, and you see, and immediately you will get a connection between per Bluetooth. They're exchanging the time, they're exchanging the programs and all the stuff which is needed. And you see connected to the S25 on the channel extension, and you see the same time and the same date. Now it's synchronized to each other. And the next step, what you have to do, now you have the connection between channel extension and S25. You have to do the same on the LAN gateway. The way is identical the same. Go under the menu, config, and then select Bluetooth, okay. Then go to Bluetooth devices, BLE Geräte, Bluetooth devices, this is defined in German. And you will see the S25. And if you have the same, if you have more S25 in your surrounding, you just can see the name of the S25 by pushing that button. S25, 1DC should be the name, yeah, it's the same. And here you can see there are more S25 timers in that region. And that could be that there is something on that board which is not connected to a S25, to a LAN gateway, and then you will see that. But this is the right one, what we have. If you would like to see the other one, you can just push the button up and down. And here is another one. You see 2 of 2, and there's another address, another name. It's the 0211. That's not the right one which we would like to have. Going back to this one and push the plus button, you get inverted, and that's it. The communication between these 3 devices is done now. Can go out of the menu, and immediately the LAN gateway will synchronize with the time and all the information to the S25. There are some more information which the S25 is sharing, with the LAN gateway is sharing with the S25, because, for example, the location for the astro calculation. The location, if you have the LAN gateway and with Bluetooth connected different S25 timer, it makes no sense that the S25 timer have different LAN locations, because it's in a range of 10-15 meters. That means the LAN location is stored in the LAN gateway, and the LAN gateway share that information with the S25. That means if you would like to change the location, you can only change in the LAN gateway, and you have only to change it in the LAN gateway. And then the LAN gateway is sharing that information with the S25 timer. Here is now one additional information in the display. It's called BLE1. That means that's one S25 timer is connected to that LAN gateway, and if you have more, you can, you've seen, you can have up to 5 LAN gateways. This is changing all the time. It says BLE1, okay or not okay, BL2, okay or not okay, and the okay is really a status, because they are communicating to each other. And if the LAN gateway tries to connect to a S25 3 times and get no feedback, then he says not okay. That you mean, then you know that there is some communication issue between the S25 and the BLE module and the LAN gateway. And now it's ready. If we now go into the software, scan for that timer, for that LAN gateway, then we will see, going to the PC software, here, make it big. We have here now the LAN gate, the Talento Smart, and you can see the 4 channels, which is the channel extension. If we would go in the other direction, we would see maybe one S25 and only 2 channels, because it takes a while to get that information that it is 4 channel. Okay, that means that's the way of adding timer. Here's just the menu, how to find that in the menu. Okay, then I think on the LAN gateway I just have one more functionality which I would like to show you, and this is the grouping. We just discussed that what is possible, that you group some timer together. You are not grouping the LAN gateway, you are grouping the timer together, the S25. And this is just the explanation. If you, for example, have installation all over Germany, and you only would like to have the installation together in one group for Baden-Württemberg, then it's quite easy to group that together, make a template and send that to that group. That is quite easy to do that. And maybe I show it in real time how to do that. because then it's most impressive if you see the steps, what I'm doing step by step, not showing just a presentation with the slides. This is the way, this is the position where you have to make that. Do it here by myself. This is the normal page where we have the LAN gateways, and normally we scan here with the plus for new devices, and here is another sign here on the left hand side, and this is the grouping. If you push that button, you get a list of groups which you have already. You can add a new group, can give them a name, and yeah, can give them. We just do it completely. Yeah. I delete that and give them a name. Say training St. Georgen, and oh, there is some G. And then add timer, and then you get a list of all timers which you are connected. My list is now really long because I'm connected with that board here, and the way I'm connected here is over this LTE router. These LAN gateways go over the LTE router to the cloud, and I'm connected with my account to the cloud as well, and therefore I can see these many of these LAN gateways, and always there is a timer below, and these are all the timers which I can see in the list. And what I have to do now is just select which timer I would like to have, select some of them. Now I have selected 4 of them, then say apply. I see these are the timers which I have, and then I say apply again, and the group is available. You can see training St. Georgen, 4 timers are selected, and I can use that group, can close it, and if I would like to use that group, go to a template, start from the scratch, select the S25, say just 2 channels, create a program. That's, I call it light on, for example, without date, make that program, make an instruction with on at maybe in the morning at 7 o'clock, from Monday to Friday on channel 1, and make an off instruction at maybe 8 p.m. The same days, same channel, add, and then save. Now I have created the program, and if I would like to give the program to that complete group of timers, I just can say, like it is always the same, apply template. That means use the template. Then normally I've selected the devices which are connected per Bluetooth, but here you have the possibility to change over to groups. And then you see all the groups which we have. Select the training in St. Georgen, and you will get an information that only the program will be transferred, not the settings. And that's important because if we send out the settings as well, the location, for example, is part of the settings. And if we are located in the south of Germany or in the north of Germany, you have different locations. This will not be overwritten. We only send the program data to the timers. And
Overrides the
yeah,
current program.
yeah, overrides the current program. Yeah, that's right, and will not override the settings. That's important. That means all the settings which you have done are still valid for that. You just say OK, and then that's it. These 4 timers, wherever are they located, got that program, and you can hear it switching immediately. It's transferred to that timer. It's pretty fast, no big delay, and without a big work. It's quite easy to do that. I think that's a great function if you have the grouping.
But you also have to transfer again a new program to those, because you changed something.
Yeah, you've changed the program.
You say I want one Sunday, it is another holiday season that the stores are open.
Yeah.
You have to send again
Yeah.
a new program to that after that.
Yeah. If this is finished, this special day, what you have, just send a normal, and you can have that as a template in your template list, normal working program for the region Baden-Württemberg in Germany, for example. And then you have a special template. A long Sunday, selling Sunday is a special template. And then you have maybe some specialty in Hamburg. This is a special day in Hamburg. You can have that template, and you just have to select the template, apply to the group, and send it, and that's it. It's less than a minute needed for make the change.
Is there
Yeah.
also some option to override one function?
Override, what do you mean?
For one day.
For one day only, and after that you
Go back?
continue your normal program again?
Yeah, that's not possible. You have to change the program, yeah.
To change.
Yeah, because you are modifying your program. But this is something which we are discussing with H&M as well, because sometimes they only would like to make the light with the logo a little longer. And then they have to read out the program, make the modification, and send it back here. Okay? Then I'm pretty much at the end of my presentation.